Welcome. Episode 5, the Quarterback Center Exchange. I'm your host, Tatum. This is my co host, Chase. We are on week 10 of college football. We got the college football rankings officially. The playoff rankings coming out tomorrow. Committee met today. They hung their hats up on the stand, went into the room. It's an exciting time. It's a bittersweet time because that means we are edging that much closer to the end of the season. That is sad, but we still have a lot of football left, especially for a lot of teams who think on making it to the deep December run and January run. So it's going to be exciting. Chase, what's your thoughts on Week 10 coming up?
Well, I hate to tell you this, but it's actually week 11. So, yeah, it's crazy how fast the season. Hey, yeah, it's crazy how fast the season's going by, man. We're already in week 11. We're into November, as Lincoln Riley used to call it, Championship November around Oklahoma. I kind of miss that, if I'm being honest. But it's been a wild college football season, honestly. It really has. I don't think a lot of the storylines that have gone on this year anybody really could have predicted. Um, and I don't want to give too much away because we're going to talk about a lot of this stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
there's been 11 head coaches fired this year after the Hugh Freeze announcement on Sunday. 11 head coach firings midseason.
It's not over.
I tried to figure it's probably not over.
It's not over.
Uh, I tried to find out if there was like a season where there was more, but like every time I look something up like that, it gave me for the entire year, or like into the off season as well, and I just wanted to know like mid season. So it was hard to find, but it's been 11 this year, man. And like I said, we'll get into that. Um, some unlikely teams, I feel like, also at the top of college football right now. So it's interesting. There's been a lot of crazy storylines. Things are changing. I still don't think we know who the Heisman front runner is. I mean,
Man, the thing is when they think they figure it out, changes. Like,
yeah,
oh,
I
never
know,
mind.
man.
It can't be that.
Like, I don't even know, like, who if you had to give a pick right now, who are you picking for Heisman? Because I don't even know who I would pick for Heisman right now.
I would pick. Oh, if I had to
Who's
give
even?
if I would give a group of four, it would have been. Is it Mendoza? That's his name. Indiana.
I'm just gonna look up the top Heisman odds right now.
Mendoza, Sayin, Simpson out of Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
and uh,
Oh, hey, you may not like this, but how about a little Marcel Reed action?
Marcel Reed's a good one. Haynes King, I think, is another good one. Pavia
Gunnar
had his run.
Stockton down at Georgia,
He's playing good ball. He's playing good
dude.
ball. Yeah, maybe.
Julian saying, hey, he's plus 175 right now on FanDuel.
Is he a freshman? Redshirt freshman? What is he?
Redshirt freshman, yeah, he was
Okay,
at Alabama
I think I
last year, I
remember.
think, or the year before, I can't remember. But yeah, he was at Alabama before going over to Ohio State. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It's been a weird year, but it's been a fun year. It's been a much more fun year for me than it was last year, obviously. Because the first college football playoff rankings come out tomorrow. It is currently November 3rd, Monday, just shy of 8 p.m. But OU is going to be ranked in the first college football playoff rankings, and we weren't last year. So it's nice to really like fully be invested in that side of it as well. So it's exciting times, man. I love college football. I hate how fast it goes by. We talked about it earlier, like a couple weeks ago. It's like the shortest like season for most sports, I would think. Uh,
Probably one of the most anticipated too. I would
yeah,
say. I mean, people
yeah,
anticipate the NFL, but
and I
there's
feel
just
like
that
its
many more
popularity is at an
colleges.
all-time high, man. Like it's insane how many people are watching college football now.
Yeah.
So, and we've always been college football guys through and through. Obviously, you've got some NFL teams that you root for, or a NFL team. I don't know. It's hard to follow you if I'm being honest.
Honestly, though, it almost seems like they keep breaking records of viewership week in week
Hmm.
out when there's these big games. It's all like, oh, they just broke the most viewers in college football history, and I just want to say Texas has been a part of a few of those. But it's cool to see, man.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of stuff to talk about from this past weekend. It was a pretty good college football weekend. It's a lot better than what we got coming this weekend. This next weekend is kind of poo. There are some good games, but overall, it's not the greatest slate we've had this
Hmm.
season. But do you want to go first and talk about Texas Vanderbilt, or do you want me to go first talk about OU Tennessee? Because we both played some crazy fucking games
Yeah,
on Saturday
I'll go
that
ahead
were
and talk
pretty
about
interesting.
Texas real quick. Um,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Arch played great. He's finding his rhythm. Uh, this is a bit weird. We haven't played a complete game yet. I think you could argue in some spots we have, but I don't really count the non-con games considering who they were. But this is something we haven't seen really this year in these big games, especially. Is Texas starting hot? Texas coming out firing. Texas coming out on their toes. You know, obviously the defense does, but the whole team. We've
Hmm.
typically seen it now up until this past weekend, later in the game. It was we've always this season we've been a second half team, and it's weird how those things happen during a season because a good
Hmm.
team, a great team, is either a complete team, complete game all season long, or they're a second half team or a first half team in the first part of the second season, second half team in the second part of the season, but they're good enough to carry them into the postseason to where they can put it together. I
Hmm.
right now we're seeing the defense like you mentioned earlier that wasn't recorded. Texas defense has been kind of getting exposed. I, I don't. I can go on the fence about that. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think Texas played great against Vanderbilt. We got too comfortable, and that's what flipped the script. I think we felt like we got to a spot that we could just kind of coast, and we've seen this with a lot of. I've seen this with a lot of Texas games, like this, especially with Sark, because at first with Tom, it was not like we're struggling to win. Sark came in struggling to win the first year. That we're starting to win, but we see these games where we get up these leads and we blow it. Whether we lose that game or win that game or whatever, we blow it. So this right here wasn't anything new to me. We have these games every season, and the fact that it wasn't the outcome we wanted, we needed, tells us that all right, we're good. We're chilling. We're still moving on. I don't think Vanderbilt played bad. Obviously, they had a great fourth quarter. Not not really anything else to the game with them. Texas shut them out. I think Pavia just has that get up DNA, that Mayfield DNA, that Manziel DNA, that DNA that we got to get on it quickly
Hmm.
right now. That I'm not saying it means of how good he is. Like if I would have said he has a Mahomes DNA, it means of
No, no, I get what you're
these
saying.
fourth quarter, we got to get on it. Like it's a mentality thing, which you see that everywhere. I think we played good. We're on bye this week. Thankfully, we needed. Then we roll into Georgia. Um, that's gonna be a scary game. We're in the bushes, if I'm not mistaken. It is in
Probably going to be the
Athens.
night game, man. It's probably going to be the night game.
Remember, we got a tough stretch because we got Georgia, Arkansas, A&M. This is going to be probably the most important stretch of Sark's Texas career, I would think. I mean, I'm trying to think of some other like last year. You could say the same thing, but it was also we're still trying to get the wheels on the bus. Now we're here. This is a very very important stretch, and what seems like an almost improbable stretch due to what we have up front, what they have up front. Um, but we'll see. Texas plays up in big games. Texas plays down against low tier teams. I think Sark is great when it comes to big games. Obviously, we haven't won the Natty, but we've got there. He's coached really well in a lot of big games. We have an extra week to scout them. We have a whole extra week to scout these guys to get it down, get it ready to go, put it on the field. We'll see. Maybe we knock that Gunner Stockton Heisman shit out of here. You know what I mean? Maybe we get, Colin Simmons, who's just a dog, 6.5 sacks. He'll be a top 5 draft pick next year. Anthony Hill should be a top 10 draft pick this year. People will do that. Whatever.
I'm ready for
Bro,
them to leave. I'm ready for them to leave.
and that's the thing. I don't even know. I don't think we got another killer like that, bro. There hasn't been someone else that's like Lance Jackson, number 40. He's actually played really well, like really well. He might be the next
Mm.
guy, but those guys are yeah. They're. I'll be
Well,
sad when they leave. I'll be sad when they leave for sure. But yeah,
man,
gonna be good. Gonna be good.
one thing that sticks out to me is that the Texas offensive line didn't give up any sacks, not a single one. Um, Also for Vanderbilt, man, CJ Hurd, number 8, that DB, dude, you are dog shit.
Yeah,
That he played terrible,
yeah.
and they made a good point. I think there was a point made on broadcast. He's leaving his feet just diving at people's legs. I feel like you're never gonna make the tackle when that happens because I think he was the one of the missed tackles on Wingo. Either that
Mm.
or Wingo just beat him around the corner on the first play of the game. Um, but man, just time and time again, they were going at him and he just wasn't able to make a tackle. But yeah, man, they didn't give up any sacks. Vandy only had one TFL.
And
He
like,
had 100 rushing yards.
yeah, but look, and that goes back to what I asked in the last pod was is it the Vandy history, the Vandy name, going to hold against Texas and stuff like that will hold it against Texas because they are not well rounded like most SEC teams. I mean, obviously they're good because they're competitive, but they're not like we didn't give up a sack. They're not talented
Mhm,
up front compared to a lot of teams that we've played. Even the Kentucky
mhm.
guys are a bit more talented than what they got.
Yeah,
They're just well coached, um, and I think that played a factor into this. I don't think he's. I
yeah,
mean, obviously this is the first for Vandy, but they've never had to go into this many big games in one season before and have to compete, especially then
yeah.
having to come to a place that holds 105,000 people that are there at the moment of kickoff at 11 a.m. They've not had to go in all the time every single season like this. So I think
Mm.
that fatigue's catching up to Vandy. I don't think they're not I'm not saying they're gonna win out, but I don't think they win too many more games after this.
Well, and you talk about just, the upfront thing, and I think that works for both sides because you guys, Texas conversely had 6 sacks and 10 tackles for loss. Ethan Burke had 2 sacks. I feel like that guy's been at Texas for forever.
He's a junior or a redshirt
No, he's
sophomore?
a
He
senior.
Oh
I looked
yeah,
it
he's
up.
a senior because
Yeah, he's a senior.
I think Vasic is a redshirt junior.
Colton that dude,
Yeah, because
that name is so funny.
and that's crazy. They're juniors and seniors. To me, they still feel like they're new because
Mhm,
I don't know. They don't. Colton had injury problems like
mhm.
his whole career, but he's a dog. But Ethan, I think he might have another year because I think he was a true freshman at one point.
Well,
If he could come
yeah,
back, that'd be sick
uh
because he's a dog.
now, to the interesting point about this game, Vanderbilt scored 21 points in the fourth quarter. I turned it off, dude. I was out watching my little sister play flag football. Yes, my 10-year-old sister, man, playing flag football. They made it to the championship game on Saturday.
Hell yeah!
Uh, they lost, unfortunately, but I was watching it on my phone, and I ended up turning it off because it was 31-10. I was like, yeah, whatever, because I picked Vandy to win. I had some money on Vandy to win. Unfortunately, didn't work out my way. But and then I get the notification and I look at my phone and it's 34-24 with like 4 minutes left or 3 minutes left. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll turn it on. And I turned it on and I saw that last touchdown. Um, which one was that one? Uh, was that the Eli Stowers touchdown? Yeah, I think it was the Stowers touchdown. I'm not for sure. No, it was the Hoskins. I'm not sure who that was. But either way, and it made it 34-31, dude. Vanderbilt had the onside kick in their hands. They had it in their hands, man. Oh my God. That guy's never going to forget that. And I hope he doesn't. How do you not come up with that ball? How do you not come up with that ball?
Yeah, especially being on hands team.
I know, man. Like that's
The
and
sole
who
point
knows?
is
Who knows
to
what
grab
happens
the ball.
from there, I mean, they would have gotten the ball like just almost in plus territory. So or they would have been in plus territory or just about close enough. So they wouldn't have had to go far to tie it up. You just never know what could have happened. But Texas won the game, and it was a good game. It ended up being a better game because Texas dominated like
Yeah,
what probably 55 minutes of that game, fifty
most of
fifty
it
two
all.
minutes of that game.
I mean, literally up until the
Yeah.
fourth quarter because I think we had 31 in the third, maybe
And
half.
I'll ask you about this here in a little bit because OU kind of did this when they went up 2 scores in the what?
Your shit fell in the back.
Oh no, you bitch! That was my cat, dude. He pulled it down. Whew. I didn't even notice that, dude.
He just
You
smells like
motherfuckers, man. We're leaving this in. Fuck it. Stupid cat, man. All right. Anyways.
back to the show.
Oh, it's all messed up now, man. Whatever. I don't even care.
Cool
Uh,
as good.
Dude, Diego Pavia, 27 for 38, 365 yards, three touchdowns, 43 rushing yards, one rushing touchdown. Arch Manning didn't do anything with his legs in this game, which
It's
was a little bit surprising.
probably
But also maybe by design because
yeah,
of the
coming off the
concussion.
concussion. Yeah,
Yeah.
did you hear his comments after the game? He said, "Yeah, I think the concussion might have helped."
Oh yeah, no, I didn't see that.
It's
But
funny.
probably his best game considering the
Yes,
situation.
yeah, I agree. I mean,
$328.
he played his throwing. It's probably his best. It's definitely his best throwing game he's had
Yeah.
outside of Mississippi State, probably last
Yeah.
year. But
25 or 33, that'll get the job done.
yeah,
So, 9.5 was the average per completion, three touchdowns, 93.1 QBR. Granted, a lot of the stuff happened after the catch, but that's stuff that they weren't even getting because either A, the line wasn't giving him time to throw the ball there, or he was just missing it when he had the time. And because he was hurt or wherever it was with his shoulder. Yeah. But, anyways,
yeah.
yeah, Texas won the game. Their biggest game of the season is coming up in about
Mm,
12 days, 12
mm,
days from now.
so,
So, anything else you would like to add from that?
man, we just got to keep moving, keep going. Um, I know we haven't got a run game like at all, so we need to get a run game up. If we're gonna beat Georgia, we have to run the ball. So hopefully over the next 2 weeks they fix something. I think everything's coming together, but we have to run the damn ball. I think we can stop them on defense, but like you said, we have been kind of getting fucking exposed the last couple of weeks. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited though. I'm glad we have a week off though. Kind of give me some time to rest too.
Same, man. Same. OU and Texas both got a bye week. Speaking
We
of OU,
we've had the same bye weeks twice.
this
I
whole season,
mean,
yeah, this whole
yeah,
season, yeah.
that's
I
kind
thought
of
about that earlier today. I thought about that earlier today. I was like, that's
preach, preach.
kind of weird. Copying our flow, I guess. I don't know.
Copy.
Um,
Oh my fuck.
okay. So, I thought I lost you. There you are. All right. So, we're going to talk about the OU Tennessee game. Did you watch the whole game or any of the game?
I watched what I could. Yeah, some here and there.
I would like to talk about the comments you made the day of that game before the game happened when I got you all riled up after Texas won. Because that was pretty interesting. Those were fun to come back to. Uh, Not as fun because Texas won, so it wasn't
Yeah.
as sweet, but still, it was still fun to come back
I do
to.
want to say that I put money on Tennessee. So all that money I won, I told you I was going to bet it all on Tennessee. I bet it all on Tennessee.
Good. I told you to do it. I said bet the house. I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. Um, so yeah, man. Saturday was one of the weirdest games I think I've ever watched, if we're being real, man. We were winning at halftime despite being outgained offensively by like 200 yards. It was like the craziest thing I've ever seen.
What the fuck?
At one point they had like 230 total yards and we had like 45. And like it was like a it was like a 7-point game. And it blew my mind, dude. Blew my mind. Um if you had just checked the box score, like you didn't see the score yet, you just saw the box score, and you didn't see the game, you probably would have thought Tennessee beat the shit out of us. Uh, but that's not what happened. They led in every single offensive statistical category except for a couple, which I think made the difference in the game. But they had 28 first downs, and we had 19. They were 7 of 13 on third down. OU was 4 of 10. So, but they had 456 yards of offense, man. But 393 of that was through the air. They ran for 63 yards. OU's run defense is one of the best in the nation, man. They have played extremely well all season against the run. What was I going to say here? Yeah, well, I probably should say OU won the game 33-27. I didn't even mention that yet. They won the game 33-27. John Mateer still not lighting it up through the air, but running the football, dude, it looked like John Mateer from the first 4 weeks. he was fast. He was decisive. He was running downhill. He had 80 rushing yards on 16 attempts, which I don't know what is the math on that. Uh, is that like 4 or 5 yards a carry, something like that?
Yeah.
And he did the Baker, the same thing Baker did when he was in Neyland 10 years ago when they won. He did the same exact thing. Although he said he wasn't trying to mimic Baker, he said that he had watched Gladiator the night before for the first time ever and that he just wanted to do that. I don't really believe that he
The
wasn't trying to mimic
fuck?
Baker because it's the exact same thing in the exact same place. Like, come on. Come on. It's okay to say you're copying it, man. That's fine. It's cool. It's dope. I'm glad we have that. I've got it saved. I'm going to add it into the podcast so everybody can see it in case you didn't see it. But 19 of 29 through the air, 159 passing yards, and one god awful interception that could have cost us the game. Dude, it was like 4 minutes left. We had gotten the first down, and I think that we were winning. I think it was 26-17. We can go down and score a touchdown or a field goal and effectively end the game. You're already up 2 scores. Like, you had a chance to go up by as much as 16. And for some reason, Ben Arbuckle calls an RPO. And in that situation, if you're John Mateer, you got to understand that you just got to hand the ball off, even if that's not the read. You'll take the loss of yards every day of the week. Instead, now, granted, I think the read was to throw it, but he threw a fastball on a guy that was closely guarded on a slant. It hit him in the hands, bounced off. It was a good defensive play, and the defender caught it and picked it off. Um, God, dude, I just dropped my head. I was like, you got to be shitting me. You got to be shitting me. But uh, Tennessee ended up scoring, and then after that, we had that drive where Xavier Robinson, who had a great game again, second straight week over 100 yards rushing, 16 for 115 yards, one touchdown. Uh, he tried to fall down at the 1 yard line, and he did
Yeah.
to try and to burn the clock, but then we didn't burn any clock. We scored the very next play, which didn't make sense to me at all. If you're going to take that strategy, just kneel it out because if you kneel it out, Tennessee burns all their timeouts in that scenario because they only had 2 timeouts, I think, in that scenario. They could have burned their last one, and I think you would have had to give them the ball back, but it would have been like around 20 seconds left in the game, and you could have either been up 29-24 or 33-24. So I wish they would have burned more time. Obviously, it worked out, but they ended up scoring the next play, um, and then Tennessee ended up kicking a field goal, and then they had an onside kick, 2 onside kicks, which I hate onside kicks too. They give me so much anxiety, but
It's a
recovered
part of
both
the
of them.
game, though. It's the best part of the
Yeah,
game, bro.
recovered both of them. If Robert Spears Jennings doesn't catch the first one, when he does, Tennessee definitely is going to recover it because of where the defender was at. So I'm glad he caught it. But man,
I got a
Joey Aguilar.
question, man.
Oh,
Are
go ahead.
we seeing? I feel like there's a weird thing happening in college football over the last couple of years. These teams losing at these at home, bro. Games they should be losing at home. What is with the D? I think these teams now. I think opposing teams feel an added benefit to them
Hmm.
going in. Neyland Stadium is probably one of the rowdiest stadiums in the SEC,
Hmm.
arguably. Kind of a shitty stadium, but got great fans. They sell out. They're always there. Um, Kind of crazy. I don't know. It's just weird seeing that happen because Oklahoma did. Oklahoma
You just
probably should
can't.
have lost.
You just can't help yourself. You got to bring up the home loss, man. Go ahead. You want to talk about the OU home loss again?
No. I wasn't really that. I mean, that's added to it, but that's not the only thing. I mean, we're seeing these teams historically kind of lose at home. I think more of a higher rate than normal. Oklahoma, I was saying, probably should have lost that game, but they didn't. Oklahoma saved themselves a chance to keep moving, and I don't know how. They were put up against odds that are crazy, but Oklahoma has performed against Tennessee pretty well. No bad.
I mean, if we had a quarterback at all, if we had John Mateer last year, we probably win that game. We lost by 10, and we played 2 quarterbacks, and Jackson Arnold turned it over 3 times. So
Just
yeah,
wild.
I think we would have
Oklahoma.
beat him last year if we had Mateer. But um, But dude, the craziest part about that game was in the first quarter. Tennessee was up 7-0. They had the ball back. They were driving, and then Owen Heineke, man, dude, SEC Defensive Player of the Week, by the way, Owen Heineke, came off the side, right off the right tackle's hip of David Sanders, who just completely didn't block him. I don't know if he didn't see him or what. He just let him go, and he got a strip sack fumble. R. Mason Thomas picked it up, stiff armed some dude for 20 yards, 25 yards, and threw him down like a little bitch. And then he scored. And then pulled a
That was
hammy.
probably one of the coolest plays I think I've seen
Dude,
in a long time. That motherfucker was like, he grabbed it, he's like this, and he's like, get the fuck off me, get the fuck off me, go, and then he,
dude, it's crazy.
dead chopper, hard as shit, that motherfucker, that man, he's in that end zone, dog. It was crazy. That was a cool sight to see.
It was cool, man.
See a lot of
But
cool shit this year, man.
it was a 71-yard scoop and score, though. 71 yards. And then he pulled a hammy and didn't play the rest of the game. So
What's status on him? Is he clear?
I don't know. But we got a bye week. Hopefully it's not too bad. But dude, the thing that won OU this game was turnovers and time of possession, and especially the second half. I think Tennessee had almost 300 yards going into halftime. They had less than 200 in the second half. They couldn't run the football. Their leading rusher had 38 yards. They didn't score a rushing touchdown. Now, our passing defense continues to get exposed. Second week in a row, Aguilar threw for 393 and 3 touchdowns, but he threw 2 picks and also had the fumble. OU turned all 3 turnovers into points, which did not happen last year. It's like every time the defense would set us up in a good spot, the offense would shit the bed and just give it right back. And just shit right on the defense, essentially, after they got you in a great spot. But we turned them into points. You had the fumble return touchdown, the first pick by Peyton Bowen got us into field goal range. Speaking of field goal range, OU has the best kicker in college football. Debatable. Best kicker in college football, dude. He's made 16 straight field goals. He made 4 field goals on Saturday, 3 from 50 yards, dog. 55, 55, 51, and a 40-yard field goal. Hey, as far as I'm concerned, if he's kicking like that, he can wear his pants as high as he wants. He can kick in a dress for all I care. If he's kicking like that, dude, he can wear whatever he wants.
Okay, we don't want him out there in a dress. It's against our code.
If he is making field goals, I don't care what he wears, dude. I don't care. And then Kurt calling them Daisy Dukes on the air, dude. He roasted his shit. He roasted his shit bad.
I think it's funny, though, because he probably playing the joke.
Oh, yeah, he did. Did you see Antonio Brown called him I think I can say this, he called him the cracker of the week.
Yeah, you can say it. You're white.
Yeah, I know, but still. You never know, dude. You never know.
Facts.
Well, this was a fun run. 5 episodes in before we got canceled, huh?
We don't care about your feelings.
Okay.
Don't
Last thing to wrap up. Dude, okay, we got to get back on topic here. The last thing I want to say, I'm gonna wrap this all up here. I think our offensive line has kind of figured it out now. We've run the ball pretty well the last 2 weeks. We're starting 3 freshmen on the O line, and they're making mistakes, sure, but they're playing hard and they're the more talented players. I'd rather play the young guys if they're more talented.
Have they started all season, or are they just now starting?
No. Ryan Foje made his second start. He started against Ole Miss last week at right tackle, position he didn't play in high school, and he started this week. And then Eddie Pierre-Louis, who's a redshirt freshman, this was his first start of the season. And then Michael Fasusi, obviously, he started most games, but I think we've played 9 games. I think he started 5 or 6 of the 9. So
you guys are young up front.
very young, except for our right guard is a senior, Fabechi Wiwu, and he's been the most consistent guy all year. And then Jake Makla, the transfer who's starting at center, he has another year. I think he's a junior. But yeah, we're pretty young up front, man. I think we're going to have all of our linemen back except for obviously right guard. But Keith Ozida, who's been the starter most of the year at guard before Eddie Pierre-Louis, he's been hurt, so maybe he'll be healthy and we can plug him in there next year. Who knows? But it feels good to feel good about your offensive line right now because I haven't the last few years. So. Oh, and lastly, we finally scored 30 points on a Power 4 team. First time we've done it since joining the SEC. Thank God, dude. First time. Thank you.
Come on, round of applause. Round of applause.
Thank you. So, yeah, man. Hey, but same thing that you said. We got a bye week at the perfect time. Let's get healthy, and then let's go beat Bama's ass in Tuscaloosa. So
All right, fam. Welcome back. More technical difficulties, as you can probably imagine. It feels like we have one of these at least every episode, or at least every other episode that doesn't get released because of technical difficulties. So, welcome back. Hopefully, we can finish it out. Chase, pick it back up. Where
Yeah.
were we at?
Well, it's almost kind of perfect because we were moving on into a new segment anyways. So essentially, we just took a commercial break. Welcome back. We're going to talk about like the college football news side of things. Because obviously we love talking about our teams. I'm an Oklahoma fan. He's a Texas fan. But we love college football. That's why we made this podcast. So we're going to talk about college football. Do you want to go into our own college football playoff rankings first, or do you want to talk about coach firings?
We can talk about. Let's go into the rankings themselves, and we'll just cap it with the firings and
Rankings?
pickings. Mm-hmm.
I bet. Okay, so as most people know, and if you don't know, now you know. The first college football playoff rankings come out Tuesday night, November the 4th. And don't put a crazy amount of stock into them because the first rankings never end up being what the last rankings are. But it's just exciting to know that we're to the part where the rankings really do matter because the AP really doesn't matter. I feel like it's kind of like
Just
a
there to keep
parameter
the
of
people
it's like a place to start, I
to
guess.
gauge.
Yeah,
To
but it's like something to
gauge.
go off of. But I also don't think it like if the college football playoff rankings are, I don't know about completely different, but like different. Obviously, they should be because obviously there's things with the AP I don't agree with because I'm going to share my top 25 here in a second, and it's different than the AP poll. And there's going to be people that see this that probably don't like what I have to say, but I don't know. We'll see. But I can go ahead and get into my top 25, which we're going to put it on the screen here, hopefully, just right here next to me. I'm going to have that put up so you guys can see it. But
Fancy
uh,
now.
I'm going to say, I know, man, we'll move it up in the world. If we can't do
Yeah.
it, then it just looks dumb, but I'm going
I
to
want to
try.
credit
I'm going to
Kobe
try.
because Kobe low key killed with their little fucking intro. Yeah, I got to edit mine.
Well, so I went back and forth and I actually changed my mind last second here. But I'm going to stick with the Buckeyes. I've got Ohio State at as my number one team.
Mm.
They've got a couple of ranked wins. Washington, I think, re-entering the AP poll, which obviously that could change with the college football playoff rankings. But as things stand on Monday night, they have a couple of ranked wins. Texas and Washington. Illinois is no longer ranked, but they were ranked at the time that they played. They're 8-0. They are not really going to face a lot of crazy competition the rest of the way. They do have Michigan on the schedule, but I don't know. They lost to a worse Michigan team last year,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. If is it crazy to say that this Ohio State team might be better than what they were last year? Because like they won a national championship, but they also lost 2 regular season games. So like
You could
it's still
say
weird to
that.
say that about a team that won a national
Yeah, but
championship. You know what I mean?
we're also not seeing Ohio State dominate as they have in the
No,
past. They're
not
not
to this.
winning.
They're still doing
Yeah,
what they need to do,
sure,
but
but they're
yeah,
not being
yeah,
Ohio State that we know. So
yeah.
I think that's playing a part into it. Um, I don't know. I'm not saying they shouldn't be number one. I don't think you can go wrong with for the number
Mhm.
one spot. In my
Well,
opinion, you could pick
yeah.
pretty
So
much. Yeah.
I went with Ohio State at 1, and we can talk about these as I go through them. But nobody should be surprised about this, and they may even be number 1 tomorrow. But I've got Indiana at number 2, the Hoosiers. The Hoosiers, man, they have just been playing great this year. They have a big win, a top 10 win over Oregon um, at Autzen Stadium. So, and it was a 10-point win. And it's hard to have a better win than that. There's not a lot of teams in the
And
country that have a better win than that.
I think they were at one point beat top 10 Illinois, right, by 50 points.
Yeah, they beat them like 69-50. For reference,
When
Ohio State only beat Illinois like 34-16, I think.
hmm So
So,
I mean, I
I almost said I had Indiana 1. I've gone back and forth,
I have IU at 1. I have IU at 1 for
and
sure.
I think you're perfectly valid in that. I told you I just changed it before we started. Just because like I think Ohio State's a little bit more tested, just a little bit more. But obviously Indiana, the one mutual opponent they've played is Illinois, and Indiana slapped them up and down the road a million times. And Ohio State, they won the game by 3 scores, but I mean they didn't do what Indiana did.
No,
So I've
Indiana
got
kind
Ohio State 1,
of
Indiana 2, but
yeah.
you could switch them and it wouldn't bother me at all. So, um, your favorite team in the state of Texas, the Aggies, they are ranked number 3. They're 8-0. Not really a big surprise there. Uh, I've got Bama and Georgia at 4-5. Bama at 4, Georgia at 5, which I don't think that's too much different than what the actual AP poll
I
is.
think that's what it is exactly.
It's the exact same. But
Yeah.
you also, yeah, you can flip Indiana, like I said.
I think you
Um,
could probably flip a lot of these top
you could, but
top
I've got
15 teams. You could kind of flip a
Oh
lot.
yeah. But like, I've got A&M at 3. They're undefeated. They've beaten some good teams this year.
Mm-hmm.
I've Bama beat Georgia, and they're 7-1. And I know that their loss is to Florida State, and that's a bad loss. But they've looked like a completely different team since then, man. They've looked like a completely different team.
I think, in my opinion, 1 through 3, it has to be the same teams. That those teams can only interchange with each other and no more. They can't interchange with the guys below them. I think they're at a
Yeah,
different
until they
level.
start losing.
Yeah, there's a different level of ball.
And Indiana's not going to lose again in the regular season.
No.
Ohio State, you would think they won't, but again, they haven't beaten Michigan, and I don't even know how long.
Like 3 years or some shit, which
I
is
think it's
so
been longer
weird.
than that. I think it might be 4 years.
It's so crazy. I don't know why I have all these. Maybe I'm just imagining them, but I thought I had all these memories of Ohio State always beating Michigan. Like it was
Dude, look,
never.
they beat him like 10, 12 years in a row, dude.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
bad.
and then that changed. It's so funny that Ohio State fans wanted Ryan Day fired after he lost to Michigan, and then they went and won a national championship, dude.
Man,
It's
the amount of times I can count of how, like, I've heard we need to fire Ryan Day, bro. Like, come on. Either get with the freaking program or stop being a fan. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Shit.
it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Oh, my steak is too juicy. My lobster's too buttery.
Yeah, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. You're top
Yeah.
3, dude. Probably number
Yeah.
1. Suck my dick, bro.
You've made like almost every single college football playoff. Like, fuck off.
You got a fucking national championship, dude. Get the ring off your dick, bro. Fuck you, bro.
They've won 2 in the last 10 years.
Yeah,
So
you got to give Ryan some credit. I mean, as much as I don't like the fucking guy, you got to give him some credit where it's due. I
you got to
understand
give him props, dude.
he might be a merchant of the players he has,
Now,
but he got the
granted, oh yeah,
players.
he was born on third. The dude thinks he hit a
Yeah,
triple, but he was born on third,
sure, but he
and that's okay.
continues to.
Yes, he continues. Yeah. And Bryant Hartline was a big reason for that as
yeah, he's
well
gonna leave.
offensively.
He's gone, dude.
I'm
He's
so ready
gone.
for him to get out of Ohio State, dude. Holy
He's
shit!
gone,
Stop
bro.
getting every single elite wide receiver. Just
Well,
go somewhere else, man.
He's gonna go to the SEC.
But now, I mean, even if he does leave, Ohio State still has that banner of like wide receiver U up there with LSU. Obviously, those are the two schools battling it out in the NFL for wide receiver U, I'd say. Um, and if you picked one side or the other, that's cool. You could pick whichever one. There's
Yeah.
so many of each team in the league. So, anyways, that's besides the point. I've got 20 more teams to get through here. Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3, Bama 4, Georgia 5. Now, this is where things start to get a little bit different, and you can chime in if you've got different rankings as well.
Well, I do want to say
what's your top 5 if you want to give it?
I got IU, and then I got A&M at 2, and then
wow.
Yeah. So
we're going to show this to Cody.
Yeah, and Ohio State at 3, but it's like I said, the Ohio State hasn't been as dominant, especially not near. Indiana has proven on the field that they can win every game by 3, 4 touchdowns most of the time. A&M is dominating the SEC. I think they're kind of. I know they're ranked high, but I feel like they're kind of slip on in the SEC, bro. You don't hear a lot of A&M talk. I'm just hearing, and I'm not obviously I'm a horn guy. I don't like the Ags, but I feel like we're still hearing more Bama and Mississippi and Georgia talk. We're not hearing a lot of A&M talk. That's how it always is. I think that's the shadow of Texas, unfortunately. Even though Texas isn't ranked that high, I just think that's a shadow that casts on.
They are on my rankings.
And then Bama 4, Georgia 5. My 6 through 10 is probably also gonna definitely questionable.
All right, well
I don't think
let's
the
go
Heat
ahead and jump
West.
into it. Also, as you guys can see over on Tate's screen, his top 25. Hopefully, like I said, we're going to try and get those added in. But uh, I've got BYU at number 6, man. I've got
Oh,
BYU at
okay.
number 6. They're undefeated. They've got a win over what I think is a pretty damn good Utah team, even with 2
Yeah.
losses. Like, I've got Utah in the top 15. We'll
Yeah.
talk about that. But I've got BYU at 6, and it's simply because they're undefeated and they're also like they're not crazy tested. Like Ole Miss has a loss. They probably should be ranked ahead of BYU, but they have that loss against Georgia. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Like if you wanted to put BYU behind Ole Miss, that's fine with me. Like Ole Miss 6, BYU 7, but I've got a different BYU 6. I've got Ole Miss at 7. I've got Oregon at 8.
Okay.
I've got Texas Tech at 9. Now this is where things are going to get. I'm probably going to have some controversy. I know from you, I definitely am, and from a lot of people probably that see this. I've got Oklahoma at 10.
Yeah, it's
I've
crazy.
got Oklahoma at 10. Now let's hear your
It's
6 through
crazy.
10.
So my 6, I got Miss. Uh, I'm hesitant. I was running through their schedule again, running over the games. Oklahoma's their highest quality win.
Pretty good win.
Oh,
Went to Norman and won.
sure. The rest of the only other
Sure.
test they had, they lost, and it was against Georgia. They
I mean,
almost
yeah.
lost
I
to
mean,
Kentucky early in the season, just like Texas did the other day. I, to me, I was hesitant to I put them up there maybe because it's the SEC bias in me, but they don't really have a really strong schedule. I'm predicting they will lose either to Florida or Mississippi State. They play the
well,
Citadel either next week or this week or next week. Easy win, but I think they're going to lose one of those 2 games, and it's going to knock them off. Going past them, I know they're high right now, but I got 7 Oregon. Um, I don't know about them yet. I think they're a top 10 team, sure, no question. But Indiana kind of dog walked them in Eugene. Um, I'm
10
not
point win.
saying it's not obviously if we're ranking fucking heavyweight losses, I guess it's a good loss to have if you Oregon if they're top 3, right? And then
Mm.
I got BYU at 8. 8-0. I was hesitant to put them at 6. I was going to put them at 6, but then I felt kind of slided to Oregon if I put BYU at 6 because BYU is a great team. Big 12. Are we sure about the Big 12 yet? Are they legit? Was my question. And then I got Tech at 9. So that same question. I think Tech. I put them top 10 because I think they're playing top 10. I don't think they're going to wind up there. I think they will not. They might not make playoffs. Is what I'm thinking.
Tech.
I think BYU is going to win the Big 12 bid. I don't think there's going to be another.
Well, hey, they play this weekend, and
Yeah.
that's one of the pick'em games for us this weekend. We'll talk about that.
Oh, so then Tech will be out of the Big 12
If
race
they lose,
anyways.
yeah.
Yeah. So
If they lose, yeah.
okay, so I think BYU is going to be the only Big 12 team to make the playoff. And then moving on from 9, so it was 9 at Tech. So I got Mississippi at 6, Oregon at 7, BYU at 9 or 8, Texas Tech at 9, and I got Louisville at 10. Louisville, ACC. I'm not high on the ACC. I don't think it's a good conference. I don't think it's a tough conference whatsoever. Um, I
Hard
do
agree. Hard agree.
right. So I think and that fuck you can. I mean, Miami's Miami. Whatever they lost to SMU, so I think that loss to SMU makes the Louisville win look a little worse for Louisville. But because they did beat Miami, and Miami has been fucking top 5 all goddamn season, they played well. They knocked Miami off in Miami, right in South Beach, if I'm not mistaken. That was an away game. They're playing good. I think it's going to be. I think that, and again, I don't think they're going to finish out like that. I don't really know what's going to happen with the ACC. I'm still a little wary. I don't think any
Mm,
ACC. I mean, I was going to say Miami would compete, but I don't know if there's an ACC team that can compete with the rest of the college football playoff right
yeah.
now. And I think that's a hard. Maybe that's bad for me to say. Maybe it's a hot take, but that's just kind of how I feel.
No, I don't know, man. I just you know my thoughts on it too. The ACC, I don't think is a very good conference, especially when Clemson is down
Mm-hmm.
like they are this year. Clemson is trash. They've
Trash.
lost like 6 straight games at home, dude, against Power
Yeah,
Four opponents. They are trash.
Bad.
It's insane, man. And they were preseason top 5.
That's what Miami was supposed to be, the savior of the conference, and then here they go losing 2 out of their last 3. Didn't see that coming, bro.
And SMU.
A down
So
at that SMU team. A down SMU
yeah.
team.
So I've got BYU 6, Ole Miss 7, Oregon 8, Tech 9, Oklahoma 10. And you had Miss at 6, Oregon at 7, BYU at 8, Tech at 9, and Louisville at 10.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. All right. So now we're going to move to 11 through 15. I've got Texas at 11, right there behind Oklahoma. Now, didn't Oklahoma and Texas play? And didn't Texas win that game? Yes, they did. Let me explain why I have Oklahoma ranked ahead. And if you have Texas ranked ahead, that's perfectly fine. Again, they played together head to head. Texas won that game. But I think there are some other factors that play into it, especially the last few weeks. Oklahoma, and if you're going off teams that were ranked at the time you played them, I think Oklahoma has more ranked wins because we would have 3 in that instance. I don't know.
Texas only has at 1 in that instance. Well, I'm saying against. I'm talking about against. At that when we played Oklahoma, we didn't have. I don't think we had any ranked wins when we played Oklahoma. Then we beat Oklahoma.
Let me check your schedule just really, really quick. So yeah, Oklahoma has 3 ranked wins, and Texas has 2 now.
So Vanderbilt.
Yeah. And I mean, you like to say that you think that it should count as a ranked win if the team was ranked when you played them, correct?
Yes, I think there's stipulations to that because I think the first 4 weeks, maybe not, but the same because I don't know. It just depends. I don't think weeks 1 and 2 you're still trying. I still think you're trying to figure teams out week 1 and 2 because you can hype teams up to be top 5 and this and that, and
when they're obviously not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
so
yeah.
Well, we're
preseason number 1.
We're probably gonna make a run. Whatever. We're gonna get into that.
Oh, dude, what a difference 2 weeks make, man.
We're gonna get into that, dude. We're gonna get into because we're gonna make the playoffs, and then y'all can throw that fucking preseason
or A&M. Texas is going to go 8-4. I'm going to put that out right now. Texas is going to finish 8-4. They're not going to beat Georgia, and they're not going to beat A&M.
Yeah,
they're just not going.
Yeah, we got A&M and DKR. Come on, maybe knock A&M out of the fucking top 5.
Anyways, okay. Anyway, we'll talk about that. That's going to be a fun week to talk about college football. By the way,
Thanksgiving week too.
Oh my god, dude! Good hoops that week. Mm-hmm. Really good hoops that week.
A lot of good sports that week. A lot of shit.
So, and this is where things get a little bit weird because you also have another situation where I have a team ranked higher than a team that got beat by the team that's behind him. I've got Louisville at 12. They're 7-1, and I've got Virginia at 13. Virginia beat Louisville, so I think that to this season, to this point of the season, Louisville, they have the better win over Miami. Obviously, Louisville's ranked higher than Miami now, but I don't know, man, it's just weird. I've got Louisville 12, Virginia at 13, Vanderbilt at 15, and I've got Utah at 14. So, yeah. Louisville at 12, Virginia at 13. Wait, is that right? Am I getting mine mixed up, dude?
Who's 11? Who's 11?
11 is Texas. 12 is Louisville. 13 is Virginia. 14 is Utah, and 15 is Vanderbilt.
I don't disagree.
So that's mine. I think Utah's going to make a run, man. They just beat the dog piss out of Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati to win last Saturday, so that was pretty dumb of me. But admittedly, I've not watched a bunch of Cincinnati this year.
I didn't even.
But
I don't think
you didn't watch the game.
Not since seeing Utah. No, I had Utah.
I didn't watch the whole game, but I went back and watched the highlights. I like to watch the highlights. I like to know at least a little bit what I'm talking about, somewhat. But yeah, man, I've got Oklahoma 10, Texas 11. Again, you can swap them if you want. Don't care. Louisville 12, Virginia 13. You can swap them. Don't care. Utah 14, Vanderbilt 15. So
My bad.
Yep. So give me your 11 through
So
11 through 15.
I got Texas at 11. I think it speaks for itself. I think Texas has played itself back into playoff contentions. AP got some at 13, so they would be right outside. I think CFP will come out tomorrow with Texas at 12 or 13. I think they should be in as of now, right? Obviously, but Texas 11. I got Vandy at 12. Um, Vandy's proved himself enough through the big games in the fourth quarter against Texas last week. I think shows that. I think if Texas would have dog walked him the whole game and didn't let him come back, I think you could argue they dropped it out of the top 15. But
I've got them right at 15.
Right, so they kept themselves in it. OU at 13, they are playing better ball. I think that Ole Miss loss sucks because I think they had a shot to beat Ole Miss. Probably should have beat
I
Ole Miss.
agree. I agree.
Sucks. Conversely, they probably should have lost to Tennessee. Great win. So you just trade one for the other. Wish you would have won both, right? Just not how it works. And then this is probably a little questionable. I got Mizzou at 14. I don't think they're completely
that's higher
out.
than I got them.
I don't think they're completely out of playoff contentions just yet. I think they are for sure out of. They've lost 2 SEC games, so I think they're for sure gone out of that. But I don't think they're a bad team. I think they can make a run. I got Utah at 15. So there's definitely some that probably should be up there. I don't think so. I think my strongest grouping of teams is 1 through 5, and then 11 through like 15. I think those are my strongest grouping of teams.
By the way, This is Maggie. She's making her first appearance on the pod.
What's up, Mags?
She wanted to say hi.
You got that bar in Colorado, right? At the ranch? Maggie's?
Oh, yeah, I've never.
You've never watched the show?
Oh, from the. I thought you meant actually in. Okay, yeah, the Netflix show with Ashton Kutcher
ranch,
and Danny Masterson and Sam Elliott. I know ball. Yeah. I was confused. I thought you were talking about actual Colorado.
Oh, dude, fuck! I forgot about Danny Masterson. My bad. Bad time. My bad.
It's still a good show. It's still
Great
a good show.
Great show.
As is that 70s show. Yeah. All right. Anyways. All right, man. So, as you noticed, I actually just noticed this with you. You didn't have Notre Dame in your top 15, did you?
No.
Yeah, neither do I. They shouldn't be anywhere near the top 15.
They should be the fucking top 20 of anything, dude.
Now, unfortunately, I do have them in the top 20. I just have a hard time putting them up anywhere respectable. You've beaten nobody. Nobody.
Zero.
You lost to the only two good teams you played. You lost. You should not be rewarded for 2 good losses and no good wins. Like if you had a ranked win or 2, then I could understand. I'd throw you a little bit higher up. But beat somebody. You don't play anybody either for the rest of the season.
You shouldn't get rewarded for competition. Losing the only 2
you shouldn't get rewarded
big games that you fucking play. Arguably, in one of them fucking trash now, by the way. One of them just got beat against SMU and Louisville. Trash, by the way.
They're top 10 in the AP poll. Why? Their best win? I'm sorry. I gotta back up.
I got the green on too, motherfuckers.
Hold on. I gotta back up. They do have a ranked win. They do have a ranked win. USC snuck back into the AP poll. I forgot about that. They beat USC. So they do have a ranked win.
If USC wasn't who USC was, this ranked win wouldn't hold a lot of weight. It holds a lot of weight because of who USC was and the name and the brand.
But that's their best win, though.
Count. I know, that's what I'm saying. It shouldn't matter who the fuck that is because that's not it's a good win per se because they're ranked now, but it's not.
And they lost to a Miami team that lost to SMU and Louisville.
Hey, Louisville in the top 10 on my shit though, so maybe they like that.
I don't know. I do. Listen, I don't want to seem like we don't know ball. I forgot about the USC win. I'll give you props. That's probably not the part that's going to end up on TikTok, just the part where we're, screaming. But,
yeah, because we can post whatever we want.
But, yeah, they did beat USC, so I'll give them that. But you play Navy, Pitt, Syracuse, and Stanford to close out the season. You might as well play in the Big Ten. It's the same shit.
It's trash, bro. It's fucking you're playing fucking Purdue, bro. That's pretty much what you're doing. Playing fucking Purdue, you're gonna hop the pond, fucking Northwestern, and then you're gonna fucking hop the pond again and play goddamn Minnesota. That's what you're playing right now.
Boston College is 1-8. They beat a 1-8 Boston College team 25-10. A 1-8 Boston College team. And then they play Navy, who I think has a really good record. I think Navy's like 8-1.
Is Navy
Yeah,
8-1?
Navy's 8-1, dude.
So
They're
Navy
8-1.
trap game, hopefully.
They're 7-1. They did lose to North Texas, who
Hey,
somehow
North
they just
Texas
always,
is good though.
dude, they just crap out
Dude,
quarterbacks, dude.
what's his
And
name? Musketeer. I don't know how to say his last name. That dude is
I
a
don't know.
dog.
He
He's a
threw for
freshman.
like what 500 yards, and he's only been playing football for a couple years.
Yeah, he's a freshman. That's
Crazy dog.
crazy.
Crazy dog.
He's crazy. That
Anyways,
dude, the coach there, is a quarterback whisperer.
dude. All that to say, I've got Notre Dame at 16, at 6-2. They've got a win over USC, who I actually have ranked number 18. So I'll give Notre Dame that. I'll give them in the top 16. But again, you shouldn't, not a top 15 team. They don't have a top 15 resume. They just don't. So, Georgia Tech at 17. They don't have really any good wins at all this season, and they
None.
now have a bad loss.
Their best win for the whole
But they're
season
still
was
8-1.
Clemson. Until
They're
Clemson
still
turned out
eight
to
and
be
one.
frauds.
Yeah. They're still 8-1. So I've got them at 17. If you want to drop them behind a couple of, and actually, you know what? This is unethical.
I got them at
This is
16.
unethical. I'm going to move them to 20.
That's a fucking drop, dude. Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
Bro,
Tell me one good reason why they should be top 19. You know?
I don't think they should. I agree with you. I put them at 16. I think that was a bit heavy. My 16 through 20 is probably a bit shaky. Probably, honestly, I didn't want to put them up there, but I got Georgia Tech at 16. I think you could probably drop them down and swap them with fucking Virginia or Miami because I got them at 17, 18.
Well, so I've got Notre Dame 16, USC 17. And I've got Miami at 18 at 6-2. And I've got Missouri at 19. Now, here's the thing. I think the training wheels and everything, I think not the training wheels, but I think the wheels are about to come off for Missouri. They're down to a true freshman quarterback and Matt Zollers after Bo Pribula suffered that ankle injury. Hope he's all right. They think he might be back by the end of the year. I don't know. I hope that he is. I hope that he plays when OU gets to play them. I'd much rather beat a full strength Missouri team because I think OU can beat a full strength Missouri team by 10 points. I think they can, but I would rather him be healthy. I hated to see that, but they got a true freshman quarterback in Matt Zollers, man, and I struggle to think that he's going to be able to take them a super far direction. They almost beat Alabama. They lost 27-24, but they also lost to Vanderbilt, and they only scored, I think, 10 points or 17 points in that game. But then again, Pribula did get hurt, but he wasn't lighting it up before he got hurt. So, at least in that game is what I mean. And then I've got Georgia Tech at 20. So, Notre Dame 16, USC 17, Miami 18, Missouri 19, and Georgia Tech at 20. Brother, who do you got? 16 through 20.
Yeah, so I actually just made a little switch to Georgia Tech. He got me thinking about it. So I switched it. I got Virginia at 16, and I swapped them. I pretty much moved the teams up from 19. So I got Virginia at 16. I got Miami at 17. I got USC at 18. I got Georgia Tech at 19, and I got Memphis at 20. Memphis is 7-1, 8-1, I believe. Big 12 fucked up. They should have picked Memphis up. They were literally begging to come. They were literally
Dude, I know.
willing to pay whatever they want.
They offered to like not take any revenue.
Yeah, and they argue. I mean, look, you got to give it to the Big 12. Memphis football.
They're 8-1, by the way.
Yeah,
they're
Memphis
8-1.
football hadn't really been great. Their basketball teams hadn't been great. They're better now. They're good or decent. I think Memphis is going to get the G5 at large bid, which is weird to me.
Not North Texas.
No, I think Memphis is going to do it because I don't think Memphis's only loss is to Arkansas. No, they beat Arkansas.
They
Memphis'
beat
only
Arkansas.
Loss is I have to look.
Oh,
but no.
I have it actually. Their loss was to UAP, 34-31.
So 34.
No, that's not a good loss.
Not a good loss, but because it was close, it tells me okay. Because we've seen
UAB also fired their coach this year. So.
Yeah, but we've seen a lot of teams play close games this year.
You see teams also come together after a head coach gets fired sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, Memphis at 20.
Anyways, yeah. Memphis at 20? Okay. That's pretty interesting. Not crazy different from mine, just a little bit swapped around. Um, my 21 through 25. I've got Memphis at 21, so they're not far off. And I honestly could even slot them up at 20 over Georgia Tech. Now this is a little bit different. This team was not ranked in the AP poll, but I did some research. They had, I think, the second most votes received out of the coaches and the AP poll of a team that
Dude,
wasn't
I have
ranked.
the same team in there.
I've got Iowa at 22.
Oh, no. Okay. Yeah, Iowa's a good call.
I've got Iowa at 22. Iowa, man, they're consistently like mid,
Yeah.
and like in the terms of like they're always going to have a good defense, always, and their offense is just never going to be good. Like maybe it will at some point, but not with Ferentz, man. It's just they're 6-2 though, and I'm trying to get their schedule pulled up here. This is taking forever. Man, this is not loading as fast as I would want it to load. But yeah, I've got Iowa there. If I can pull up their schedule, that's what I'm trying to do. Gosh, I love technology, man.
Gotta love it.
Their only losses are to Iowa State and to hello Indiana. They lost to Indiana by 5, the team that you have ranked 1 and I have ranked 2. So Iowa State was ranked at the time that they lost. Obviously, Iowa State is not ranked anymore. Because Iowa State's lost 4 games in a row, dude. Holy shit. Yeah. Woo, Iowa State, the wheels are really coming off for them. But I've got Washington at 23. They're 6-2. They've got a loss to Ohio State. And man, who was their other loss? Help me out here. Do you remember off the top of your head?
Who?
Washington. Their second loss. They lost to Ohio State. They didn't play well either against Ohio State.
They lost to.
They lost to Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah, 24-7 to Michigan.
Other than that, they've got a win over Illinois, who was ranked at the time that they played. So they have a ranked win. They got Wisconsin, Purdue, UCLA, and Oregon. I think that they can go 3-0 heading into that Oregon game at the end of the season. So they could very well. I'm talking about Washington now. They could very well finish 10-2, 9-3. So, which would not be bad at all.
No.
Now, I've got another G5 team here. I've got North Texas at 24.
Okay.
I've got North Texas at 24, man. I love what they're doing. They're 8-1. And like we talked about, North Texas, man, they're just kind of that breeding ground for like offense, quarterbacks. They throw for 1,000 yards, it's awesome to see. It really is. And I don't think they were ranked in the AP poll. But they received a lot of votes in both the AP and the coaches poll. So I was like, you know what? Let's throw them in there. Might as well. Not going to hurt anything. So yeah, I've got North Texas there at 24. Facts. And then this can be controversial, and I might be doing it to prop OU up a little bit here, but I've got Tennessee at 25 at 6-3. At 25, you can throw a lot of people in there at 25.
Like 23.
Yeah. In the AP, they're 23, 22, which is too high for a 3-loss team. But like you could throw James Madison in there, San Diego State, Pittsburgh, South Florida, Houston, who only has a loss or 2, I think. It's the 25th spot, man. You can throw whoever you want.
Yeah, Houston, I think's got one loss.
I've got Tennessee there, though. I've got Tennessee at 25. They've got 3 losses, but they're all to ranked teams. Their defense sucks. Their defense is trash, but they have a top 3 offense in college football. And OU held them to, I think, their second lowest scoring margin of the season. Their first or second scoring margin. They averaged 45 points a game, and they had 17 points going into the final 3 minutes. And then they scored 10 points, obviously. But 27, yeah, OU, the defense played great, man, in that game. Granted, the box score doesn't say that, but the second half they really did. But I mean, they've lost to 3 good teams. I've got Tennessee at 6-3. They don't have any good wins, but they beat the teams they should beat, and their losses are to ranked teams. So that's my top 25, man. Like I said, it's up right here. Hopefully you guys can see it all. Yeah. So who's your 21 through 25?
So at 21, I got Michigan. Not bad. I think they're playing competitive. I do think they're going to give Ohio State another run. Always do, always will. At 22, I got Cincy. At 20, at 23, I got.
Dude, I forgot about Michigan. Shit.
So yeah, 21 Michigan, 22 I got Cincinnati. At 23, I got James Madison. So let me get into this real quick. There is going to be a hell of a run for that G5 at large bid because you have Memphis, who's a one loss. You have uh, James Madison, who's one loss, and you have North Texas, who's one loss. All three in different conferences. All three probably can compete. Now, I believe Memphis will play Navy, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still some tests left on the schedule. There could be a decent amount of, and they got Tulane this weekend. That's part of the pick'ems, right? There could be 3, 4 G5 teams that are one loss that are deserving of one of those at-large bids. And I don't think the thing is, I don't think they won't compete. Like I think Memphis could compete and make a run.
They could.
I think North Texas might be able to make a run. James Madison, I don't know, just because the way those conferences are tiered, I would tier the Memphis, which is I think it's the American Conference, right? The American Conference as tier one in the G5, and then you go into um, fucking North Texas Conference with Texas State, and then you go into Sun Belt. Sun Belt's probably max. Sun Belt probably bottom tier football conference, but it's gonna be interesting. Nonetheless, I don't think it'll be surprising to see a decent toss up of teams. At 24, I got Washington, and in at 25, I have Notre Dame.
Oh wow, you got Notre Dame at 25.
Realistically, they should be off my list. I grew up in a different
They do
time.
have a ranked win. They do have a
I
ranked
grew
win
up
over
in a
the
different time, and in the time that I grew up in the early 2000s
You were
and early
born in
2010s,
1999, man.
this was Notre Dame. The weight of the name Notre Dame held heavy. As we've grown up, we know why it holds heavy is because they've never played in conference games. I don't think. I don't know if they've ever been in a conference before. But as far as I know, in my lifetime, they've never played in a conference, meaning they could schedule whoever they want and win every single one of those games and it still be a thing. Because of the history that I had inbred in me, that's why I keep them in the top 25, just because I think the name Notre Dame is good for football when we're talking about college. When you see Notre Dame, I know we hate them, but when you see Notre Dame always in there, then it's kind of a good thing for football because it's always been like that. But I hate them. I really hate them. I know I'm wearing their colors. I don't like Notre Dame. I don't like the Fighting Irish, okay? They're not good.
They stole Oklahoma's sign, by the way. The whole play like a champion.
Yeah, bro. And the thing is that's
Oh,
where
you
people know
started
from.
that.
That's where people know that sign from is at Notre Dame. Shout out Rudy. You freaking Rudy, by the way. You suck, dude. Who was the quarterback of that team? I believe it was Joe
Oh, by
Montana.
the way, yeah, Rudy.
You,
That movie's not even
you,
real,
dude.
dude.
Yeah, no,
That
you
guy's
lie.
actually like a terrible person. People
He's a
hate him,
fraud.
and like
Hate him.
apparently he's a choke.
Yeah,
So yeah,
fraud,
that
bro.
guy sucks.
Absolute fraud. Just like your
So
program, bro.
by
Just
the way,
like
here's a little quick little Google search. Who started Play Like a Champion Today? Play Like a Champion Today is a saying written on a sign in the 1940s by none other than Bud Wilkinson. If you don't know who Bud Wilkinson is, one of the best football coaches to ever come through the University of Oklahoma. He's the one who fucking started it. And Lou Holtz ripped that shit off, dude. Ripped it off. Like 40 years later, or I don't remember when it was coined, but it says it was in the 1940s, and this says here that Lou Holtz put it up in the locker room in the 80s. So Notre Dame stole that shit, dude.
yeah, dude. I hate Notre Dame, dude, so
Anyways,
much.
I want to update my 21 through 25 real quick. I feel like a complete and utter dumbass for leaving Michigan off of here. Sorry, North Texas, you got the boot. You're not ranked anymore. I gave Michigan your spot. I've already got a G5 team ranked, so
I
sorry.
got two.
Yeah, I've got Memphis at 21, the G5 team. Michigan at 22 at 7-2, Washington at 23, Iowa at 24, and Tennessee at 25. So there you guys go. If you want, you can go through your entire top 25 just one by one real quick, and I can do the same just to kind of recap it.
Bet. At 1, I got IU, Indiana. At 2, I got Texas A&M. 3, Ohio State University. 4, Alabama. 5, Georgia. 6, Ole Miss. 7, Oregon. 8, BYU. 9, Texas Tech. 10, Louisville. 11, Texas. 12, Vanderbilt. 13, OU. 14, Mizzou. 15, Utah. 16, Virginia. 17, Miami. 18, USC. 19 Georgia Tech, 20 Memphis, 21 Michigan, 22 Cincinnati, 23 James Madison, 24 Washington, and 25 Notre Dame.
Nice. I want to drop Notre Dame out of the top 20, dude.
I really do. If I could drop if they cannot be ranked and Texas win a national championship, that would probably make my year. If we could do that and maybe kick OU out of the top 25 as well, that would be great.
We'll see, but Texas is going 8-4. So
you'll see. You'll fucking see. I can't wait, bro.
Okay, so my top 25 real quick. I've got Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3, Bama 4, Georgia 5, BYU 6, Ole Miss 7, Oregon number 8, Texas Tech 9, Oklahoma 10, Texas 11, Louisville 12, Virginia 13, Utah 14, Vanderbilt 15, Notre Dame 16, USC 17, Miami 18, Missouri 19, Georgia Tech at 20. You probably could drop them, though, and put Memphis at 20. I've got Memphis at 21, Michigan at 22, Washington at 23, Iowa at 24, and the Volunteers at 25. So,
can I say something real quick about this? Just real quick before we move on.
Always. By the way, we're brought to you by the Fieldhouse Network.
Facts, dude. God damn.
We keep forgetting, man. We
started this shit, dude. What the fuck?
I know, but we came up with the name.
Damn it. Okay, my bad. By the film, this take is brought to you by the Fieldhouse Network. Fuck, man. We've talked about a lot of bowl season being killed by the playoff and the playoff making regular season seem kind of not pointless but less weight. My argument is I don't think it does. I don't think regular season games hold this weight. I think it's the way the games have been graded over the years that the committee is just now still trying to work things out of how they should grade things. In the past, the 12-team playoff was implemented last year, first time.
The 12-team, last year was the first year.
First time. Every year leading up, and even with the 14 playoff, every year leading up to these playoffs, it was just bowls. If you were ranked, bro, if you weren't ranked top 5 in the last 2 weeks of the season, you had no shot at going in and getting a ring. There was no shot of you doing that unless some absolutely crazy things happened and you somehow jumped, which the computer was known to do that back in the day, but you had no shot. Now we're sitting here talking and this is, to me, it's exciting knowing that Texas is 11 and can still have a shot at going and making a run at the Natty, bro.
You had 2 losses and you still got a shot at the title.
Yeah.
And I feel like that should have always been the case.
Yeah. So in my opinion, I think the regular season is now in the coming years for sure. I think it is going to start mattering a lot more than what we thought it has in the past. The playoffs, the 14 playoff, I think you could say that with the expanded playoffs, with more teams able to fight for a spot, it means more exciting games. It makes more exciting games, and it brings more competitiveness out. And I think that's cool. I think you can see, and we're eventually, maybe not this year, depending on how it goes, we're eventually going to see a 3-loss team in the playoff, whether they do that in a 12-team playoff,
might happen
14 or 16. I think, it just depends on who that team is for sure. I think they're eventually going to expand it all the way past 18 teams at some point, which that'll be sick if they do that. And at that point, we'll definitely see a lot of 3-loss teams, but we're getting there. Because I don't know if they'll ever be there in the 15 again.
So I partially agree / partially disagree with your take. So I am kind of in favor of expansion from the 14 playoff. Obviously, OU made it to a good amount of the 14 playoffs, but we never won a game in the 14 playoff. If we had gone to a 12 team in any of those years, we would have been way better off, dude. Way better off. Like,
Mhm.
imagine like Baker's senior year when we were number 2, dude. Like, I mean, we wouldn't have had to play Georgia, in the
No.
first round like we did. It just we got the shitty draw a couple times, and that was also a point of how we kind of just dog walked everybody in the Big 12, other than Texas. Texas always kind of played us close, especially with Lincoln. But we just walked our way through the Big 12 6 years in a row, won the conference, and then we couldn't compete in the playoff.
Mhm.
And that's kind of where, obviously, I don't know who started it, but OU and Texas both decided they wanted to get out. And that's a big reason of why we're at where we are at today. You can say what you want about realignment. It's ruined some things. Obviously, I wish Bedlam was still played every year. You could play it every year if you weren't pussy Oklahoma State. Congrats. You played Oregon in the non-con. You lost by 60. You have a lot of fun doing that. You have a lot of fun watching your team lose by 60 in Autzen. Yeah, I didn't
Facts.
think so. I'm sure that's great for the program though. Um, I gotta rant on that whenever I can. But like, think of these matchups that we are getting week in and week out since realignment has started, man, and it makes the
Mhm.
regular season that much better.
Yeah.
Like, OU played a top 10 Ole Miss team at home and then went on the road to fucking Knoxville and played at Neyland Stadium at night in front of 100,000 people. 4 years ago, we're playing Kansas at home and then going on the road to play TCU. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
in
Like,
a
it's
forty
not
thousand seater
comparable.
stadium, bro. Yeah.
And
It's
and
nuts. It's nuts to think. People don't understand like the real difference in the conferences, but I think that
no,
you have to
dude.
physically be ingrained in it though to understand it because I know I call it the Little 12 just as jokes, but when we were in it, I think it held more weight, and I also think the
Well, yeah.
team pushed it more. I'm not saying it's not
Well,
competitive, but the
the
Big
Big
12
12
just
also dominated from
yeah,
2000 to 2010.
yeah,
So
it was a weird conference too, where it was a high powered offenses all around I mean, you had freaking
they started the
TCU,
offense to where it is now.
You had Baylor out here like throwing
And
darts,
Bryce
bro.
Petty and Baylor, dude.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
RG3 Baylor, like you had just crazy things. The Big 12 has brought us a lot of offensive creativity, but
A lot
the
of great hoops, man.
competitiveness on defense, yeah, facts. Some baseball here and there too, but the defense aspect has had from like 2000 like 8 9 10 2010 probably on the defense fell off hard, and a lot of the theories was that it was the offensive got too advanced. But then we would play these SEC teams, and aside from a couple, Texas and OU kind of did play good against SEC teams. They didn't compete. There was no
Well, they never,
competition.
yeah, we didn't
The
have a
SEC,
defense good enough. Our
exactly.
shit defense could win the Big 12 almost every single year, but we couldn't
Mhm.
compete when we played against SEC teams in the playoff. Now, the
Yeah,
offense did fine. Like, we scored 48 on Georgia and lost in double overtime. We scored 34 on Alabama and still lost by 11. Uh, we scored 28 on LSU and lost by 42 or 41,
yeah,
whatever that was. Like, just goddamn, man.
it's
And that's
nuts.
just it's completely different now. So it's but now back to your point about the regular season. I do think it makes games not nearly as important as they would be, but it doesn't take away the importance of the regular season because now it used to be, depending upon what your schedule was, if you lose one game, you're in danger of not getting into the playoff, depending upon what your schedule is. And if you lost two, that was a death sentence. I don't think a two-loss team ever made the 14 playoff. Um, and
And
you got
the
go
reason
ahead.
why I said that is we have these elimination games now. In the past, yeah, we had the elimination games
Last
from like
Saturday was one. Yeah.
in the past we would have a couple of knockout games of this. You either win this to go to the conference championship or not, or you win this and you still have a hope to go to the national championship for the BCS and all that stuff. And now it's not like that anymore, man. It's to me, it's just I don't know. Things have changed so much. It's
Mhm.
fun though. It's such a fun thing because there's always like Texas Vandy was a
Yeah.
stay alive, win to stay alive.
Hmm.
You lose, you guys are out. You keep winning, you keep going,
Yeah.
and they're that's it. They're not top five. They're in the top. That's me saying the top 12. But these elimination games are starting to pop up all over the place, and I think that's
Mhm.
what's going to hold a lot more weight in the regular season. Is why I said that. I guess.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a great point to bring up, man. I think that was a great point. I'm cool if they expand it. I don't want it to become like a 2014 playoff or anything. I think that's way too much, personally.
Yeah,
Because then you're really talking about like 4 lost teams getting in. And I just don't think that if you're a 4 loss team, you're not a playoff team. This is not the NFL. It's not.
and I
So,
mean, we say
and
that,
that's,
but
but
we sit here and say that,
to
but we
me at
never.
least,
Yeah, I guess so.
let me make this point real quick. To me, at least, that's why I love college football more than the NFL, because every single week, like I feel like the games matter more and more. Obviously, like in the NFL, divisional games matter a huge amount, especially if you're a good team like the Chiefs right now, who looks like it's going to be the first time in a while. They're not going to get home field advantage in the playoffs. They're 5-4. So, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, if you're 5-4 in college football, you're like, oh shit. Like, if we've got a tough schedule, we may not make it to a bowl game. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
or it's like, well, let's try to win 8 games. You know, because then if you do that, you get in a bowl game. You can win 9 games and salvage the season. But at that point, the playoffs are off the table. And
yeah.
I want it to be that way. I don't want to see a 4 loss team in the playoffs, but I'd assume it's going to happen at
Man,
some point. But
I, I just think it'd be so cool because we never look. How long did the March Madness go on until a 16 seed had beat a 1 seed? Like
oh,
we've
dude,
seen it, like our lifetimes. We've seen it twice now,
a 1 seed.
maybe.
I think it's happened for sure once. I don't. I know a 15 seed is one. I think
It
no. I
was
think a
that
1 seed is one twice, and
yeah
it was
the
Virginia was the team that lost. Was it UMBC?
UMKC
UMBC.
or some shit like that. University of Missouri Kansas City maybe
I thought it
the
was
yellow.
UMBC. Yeah, it's UMBC. The Retrievers, man.
Yes.
Yeah, UMBC
So
defeats number 1 seed Virginia 74-54. Dude, that was in 2018. That
that's
was
nuts.
me and you were in college, dog. That was 7 years ago.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just the beauty of, and the thing is with the SEC, for example, you could have a 3-4 loss team strictly due to non-con, and they go win an SEC game, or they could be. And the thing is, you could have a 5 loss team in the SEC with one SEC loss. Well, I guess we're moving to a 9 game conference schedule, right? So previous, you could have had like a 5 loss team with one
Mhm.
SEC loss, four non-con losses, and end up making the playoff. To me, that stuff could happen still, and that's the beauty of college sports
Yeah.
and college football because you have those 4 or 5 loss NFL teams, but
Mhm.
CNFL, there's a good chance those guys might go
Yeah.
make a run for the championship no matter what.
Yeah.
Right? You're
That's
not
fair.
seeing a 7, an 8, and 8 team where what is it? They play 17 games now, a 9 and 8 team coming in here and possibly winning the chip at all. But seeing, I don't know, some of the
Hey, your
beauty about
Giants,
that.
man. They were like 9-7 or something. One of the years they beat the Pats, I
Yeah,
think.
I think so. I think they were one of the only teams to be that record.
We're getting into stuff that I don't know what the
Yeah.
heck.
Anyways, yeah, we should move on to the
I thought
five coaches, huh?
I think that's a great point, man. Though I think that was a great point to bring up. That was a great conversation. Um, yeah, we've talked about the fired head coaches. The main thing I want to do is rank them. We've been going for a while now, though, almost like an hour and a half. And we still got to
Yeah.
talk about our pick'ems. Those are going to be the last 2 things we talk about: coach firings and then pick'ems as well.
Yeah, jobs. I want to say that I think whoever takes the Oklahoma State job, I think they should mandate they play Bedlam again. I think that should be in the contract, just because it's good for Oklahoma State football to play Oklahoma.
There's no
Um,
reason why it can't be played in the
yeah,
non-con. There's no
it doesn't
reason.
make it would be, and the thing is, they could build Oklahoma State back up. That's a good every year non-con for Oklahoma and Oklahoma State to have on their resumes, regardless of win or loss. Hopefully, both teams are all right.
Mhm.
But I think that has to be stated. I think if you have a coach comes in and says he doesn't want to play Bedlam
Mhm.
ever, that to me that's pussy. That's soft.
Well, and I'll admit, OU is the reason that the game is not being played right now. 100%. Full stop. Us leaving the conference is the reason why we don't play every single year. But Oklahoma State is the reason why the game is not being scheduled in the future. That has been proven time and time again. There was a literal report that came out and said they had no interest in putting Bedlam back on the schedule. So, pussy.
Yeah, it's soft minded,
Whatever,
and
man.
to me that's the A and
I
M
mean, why would
mindset.
they? They've got
They
the
did.
trophy. They'd want to keep it forever because
It's
they
the
know if
little
they're
brother
getting it, they have
mindset,
to give
bro.
it back.
They wanted to create their own. They create their
I
own
mean,
identity.
it's definitely like a little bro type thing. It's like, no, we won the last one. We don't want to play again.
It's
Sorry. Yeah, no, we
exactly what
won.
it is.
We're the champs. We're the champs. We won the last one. That's all that matters. It's loser shit, dude. It's loser shit. Anyways, we're gonna get into the head coaches now. There's been 11 head coaches fired. There's 11 jobs that are open. Not gonna get into all the coaches just because we've gotten to all of them already in an earlier podcast. The only new ones that have happened have been Brian Kelly and Hugh Freeze, and we talked about Brian Kelly. But Hugh Freeze got fired on Sunday, and so now these are the 11 jobs that are open. You've got UCLA, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, Arkansas, Oregon State, UAB, Penn State, Florida, Colorado State, LSU, and Auburn. Dude, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 SEC teams that are open. So I decided I wanted to rank the jobs in order of how good they are that are open. And I'm kind of interested to hear your ranking. I want to let you go first since I went first on the AP poll. I don't know if you ranked these or not, but I want to hear your
I could
rankings
definitely
from
give
1 to
you.
11.
Yeah, I could definitely give you as much as I can off the top of my head because the top number one right now is LSU. I don't think there should be an argument with that to be
We're
made.
in agreement there. Yeah, we're in agreement there.
Number two, maybe a hot take, is Florida.
I got the same thing.
Yeah, okay.
I got the
Number
same thing.
number three, I'll go Penn State, just
I got the
because of that
same
big thing.
thing,
All
dude.
right.
Yeah, I got the
Number
same thing.
four, just because it came open, I'm gonna go Auburn because of the
Are you
SEC.
looking at my list, dog?
No, I swear to God, it's just how it is. I think, and you could call. I mean, Auburn has great. They're a great football school. They're a great football town. They have a massive stadium, a great fan base, but they too play that little brother fiddle to Alabama, bro,
Yeah.
all the time. So you could look at it like that. You could get over that Alabama hump, which is going to be very hard to do, even with how they are now. Uh, we'll see. I think number five, I'm going to go Oklahoma State. Number six, give me UCLA. Number seven, give me Virginia. He says Virginia Tech, right? I'm not
Oh wow,
mistaken.
yeah. You got Virginia Tech and Oklahoma State and UCLA over Arkansas?
I forgot about Arkansas.
That's fine.
Let me backtrack. Give me Arkansas at five.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm with
Then
that.
Oklahoma State. Then
Okay.
UCLA. And then Virginia Tech. And then Oregon State. And then the
Mhm.
other two was
Colorado State and
Oklahoma State,
UAB.
UAB. Uh, and
We're pretty close, dude. We're pretty
can
close.
I go on some predictions of who I think else is going to come
Yeah.
open? Because I think
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Florida State's open. I think Mississippi State's hot seat.
Oh,
I
only year 2 though for Lebby. Only year
right.
2.
I know. If he loses the Egg Bowl by a fuck ton, he started out 4-0, and then if he loses every single SEC game, bro, that
Yeah.
dude
Yeah.
could have a shot at getting out. Yeah, that's a. I would have said Matt Rule, Nebraska, but they they extended
They
that
lost their
contract.
quarterback, by the way. Dylan Raiola's out for the year. That
What
sucks.
happened to him?
I think he broke his fibula or something like that. Let me double check.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I thought Nebraska might have had a shot at firing him or letting
Yeah,
him go.
he broke his fibula, bro. Which that's
That's
why they lost to
tough.
USC
Yeah.
because he didn't finish the game and the backup
I'm
was dog poo.
I was a Matt Rule fan. You told me your feelings about him at one point, and I went back and looked, and I kind of
Well,
agree with you.
he's not a bad coach, but he's not a superstar hire.
Yeah,
He's just
yeah,
not.
that's what I had ended up with. Um, they extended him, so whatever. But I definitely think Florida State's coming open for sure coming
I got
open.
a question. Where's Lane Kiffin going to be the head coach at next year? Ole Miss, LSU, or Florida? The
I don't
Florida
think he.
rumors have been the loudest ones
Yeah,
at
I
this
don't think
point.
he's going to go to Florida. Honestly, I think he either stays at Ole Miss or he goes to
Hmm.
LSU. Hot take. I also think South Carolina could come open.
Yeah, it could. It
Mhm.
could. I
South
love
Carolina's
Beamer,
not a bad job. Yeah, I like Beaver too, but
former OU guy, obviously, but
it's
yeah,
hard to win at South Carolina though. It's a great place, but
it
it's
is. They got a lot
just
of talent, but their offensive line is terrible. Their offensive line is terrible. It's what's holding them back.
Mm.
So I'll give you my ranking. It's almost the exact same as yours. It's just like 5 through like 9 are a little bit different, but like 1 through 4 and 10 and 11 are the same. I've got LSU, Florida, Penn State, Auburn. I've got Arkansas 5, which I think you had as well. I get
Yeah.
UCLA at 6, where you had Oklahoma State. I've got Oklahoma State at 7, Virginia Tech at 8, Oregon State at 9, and then Colorado State UAB to round out the top 11. That is the ranking of the best jobs that are available. And of these head coaches, here's a little fun one I'll throw in real quick. Of these head coaches, who do you think gets a job first? Hugh Freeze, Brian Kelly, Jay Norvell, Billy Napier, James Franklin, Trent Dilfer, Trent Bray, Sam Pittman, Mike Gundy, Brent Pryor, Deshaun Foster. You could even throw Jimbo Fisher in there. Who do you think gets a job first?
I'm gonna go Mike or James. Out of those two,
Do you think there's any of them
BK.
that aren't coaching next year? Like, do you think BK is going to go somewhere?
Yeah, no,
Or
I don't think he's coaching next year. I think he'll take a year off at least. He got shitted on. I watched a few videos.
bad, dude?
I
Bad,
couldn't find
bad.
a single positive thing about that guy. Like out of any story, out of
They
any
should have
story,
never
I couldn't
hired him.
find. Yeah,
He was
bad
never a
hire,
fit. He was
bad
never a
hire,
fit at Ole
bad
Miss. It's a
terrible
great
hire.
day to be a Tiger. With his fake ass Southern accent, dude.
He's trash. I don't know. I definitely think Mike Gundy will pick it up. But then again, some of those coaches, they have the opportunity to not coach a couple of years. I think James and Mike could both be in that spot to not
Shit,
coach for a year or two and then come back.
dude, they're getting paid more money to not coach than what they were to get to coach.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
the best job in America is a fired head college football coach.
Yes,
That is
100.
the best job in America, man. Jimbo Fisher don't ever got to work again.
I don't think he'll ever
Same for
coach
Billy
again.
Napier.
I think
I've
Jimbo's
seen his
done.
name throw out there. Hey, Josh Pate seems to think he may get a job. So we'll see.
Because why? But he put up such a poor performance at A&M compared to what they had. I mean, and I think it was solely due to the fact that he got like a 10-year fucking $100 million contract, whatever it was.
Why even do that? Why even have these large buyouts?
Dude,
You can't just like be like, oh, it's all just gonna work out. Like obviously,
yeah.
no, the fuck, it's not. So and now
And
you got to pay all this money,
my
and
thing
you're
is what
now.
made Jimbo that
Hey,
attractive to go and throw him all that bread? He had one
I
national
mean,
championship, two national championship appearances, maybe.
he won it at Florida State with Jameis.
Right, but is it just the one appearance and win that he had?
Man,
Or
you keep asking me questions that I don't know the exact answer to off the top of my
I
head.
just
I mean,
outside of that one, bro, that's not a des after that he didn't do shit. After that he didn't do
hold on.
shit, bro.
Let's look at his Wikipedia. Okay, so he was a GA at Samford in the 80s and 90s. He was the QB coach at Auburn from 93 to 98. He was the offensive coordinator at Cincinnati from 99. And then he was the LSU OC from 2000 to '06, the Florida State OC from '07 to '09, and then the Florida State head coach from 10 to 17. And he won one national championship. And that was, I think, the only one that he coached in
And
as
like
a head
one
coach.
conference championship, right? That same
And
year
they won. They have 3 ACC championships. He
while he
won
was
it in
coach.
12, 13, and 14. Yes.
Damn, me not knowing ball, but still, bro, I don't. That to me, I know the national championship at that time held a lot of weight, but to me, he was not
I mean, they had just
attractive
beaten a
enough.
really good Auburn team too.
Yeah, but
So
he just was not that. He was not attractive enough to throw 90 million 6 years at him, 7 years at him, and the thing is he really didn't have like he just recruited great classes, and then he produced mid to above mid seasons. He
yeah,
wasn't doing terribly bad per se, but this is the SEC, and things are obviously different. The SEC is BK got fired after what? What was his record? Wasn't bad at all. Uh,
are you talking about BK or who
yeah,
you talking about?
yeah, BK. His record wasn't bad.
34 and 14, and they're 5 and
Yeah,
3 right now.
yeah. I mean, so this is obviously the SEC is different, but I think if you're gonna do that, even at that time it has to be Saban. Saban had how many nannies at that point?
Tons,
Three,
dude.
four. Well,
Yeah, but
including
here's the thing.
LSU, probably four.
Here's the thing, though. Saban is probably the goat when it comes to being college
Yeah, that's
football
true.
coaches.
That's
So
true.
it's hard. It's hard to compare people to the goat.
But then you got Kirby. That was before Kirby took over, right? I think in Georgia.
Oh, Your lights go out? They own you or what?
Oh my God,
You
Chase.
you scared, bro?
Yeah, I was a little fucking scared.
You get scared, man? What
Oh
the
my
heck?
God. I thought. Okay, so yeah,
Go
my light
turn your
went
light
out
on, dude.
on.
Go turn your light on.
Oh shit!
God. God.
I forgot
Sound
I
like an
had.
80-year-old smoker there.
I forgot I had my light on my camera, and it died, and my light went out. I thought I was
Uh,
like so serious. Um,
oh shit, dude.
but yeah, so at that point you had a Kirby out there in the world that is obviously been proven to be a better hire. By the way, found out he almost went to South Carolina. Crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, dude. It's all
Imagine
crazy.
what that would have been.
It's all crazy, dude. But man, we've talked about so much stuff here. Let's go ahead and get ready to close things out on our last segment. We've got our week 11 pick'ems. It's not a great weekend of college football, but any weekend with college football is a great weekend in my mind. First one that we've got, it's a G5 game. It's on Friday. Uh, you've got the Green Wave of Tulane, 6-2 on the road at number 22. Memphis. Memphis is 8-1. They're favored by 5.5. I've got Memphis in this game. Their offense, top 40. Their defense, not as good, top 50. They're giving up just less than 20 points per game. Their only loss is to UAB, which is not a great loss. Again, they fired their head coach. But I think Memphis is going to win this game. Tulane, they've given up a lot of points to the only P4 teams that they've played. Granted, Memphis is not a P4 team, but they're probably the best group of 5 team Tulane's going to play. I've got Memphis winning this one 33-24. You don't have to give me a score prediction. You can just give me a prediction of who you think is going to win because I don't have a score prediction for all of these.
Yeah, give me Memphis. They're five. I give me Memphis to cover.
All right, you got to win by
Win.
5.
Yeah, win and cover. Win by 6.
Okay. All right. um, BYU and Texas Tech. This is where game day's going. Number 8 BYU, undefeated on the road. They're a 10.5 point dog as a top 10 undefeated team. Texas Tech is favored at home by 10.5. So
Lubbock's gonna be rocking, bro.
it's gonna be rocking, dude. BYU's had a pretty decent year. They've got a top 35 offense, a top 30 defense. Bear Bachmeyer wears number 47. It's disgusting. It should be burned. That's a terrible number to wear as a quarterback, but he has 20 touchdowns, 11 passing, 9 rushing touchdowns, and 400 rushing yards, dude. That guy's just been insane. Their defense,
Yeah.
they're giving up about 17 points per game, and they have a ranked win over what I think is a top 15 Utah team. But they've only played one top 25 offense this season, which is Utah. Tech's got a top 10 offense. I do think Texas Tech is going to cover. I didn't have a score prediction for this one, but I think I'm going to go Texas Tech. I'm going to go. I'm going to
You
go
think Tech's gonna
20.
cover?
I think Tech's going to cover. I do. Tech's going to cover. I'm going to go Texas Tech. 20. Let's say 27. I got Texas Tech 27-14. That's my pick. They
Yeah.
cover
I'm also gonna pick
and they
Texas
move
Tech to
to 9-1.
win. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna cover. I probably pick. Give me like a 20, 28, 28, 21. Yeah, give me. Yeah, that'll be 28, 21. Maybe actually no. Give me 28, 24. Tech.
28-24. All right.
28, 24 Tech.
Well, um, all right. So we both are on the same boat on those. One, two, three, four. That's not all of them. I'm missing one here. What game am I missing?
Mizzou, Iowa,
Oh,
Oregon, Bam, LSU.
it's the Oregon Iowa game. That's the one I didn't throw on there. But we're going to talk about your favorite team in Texas, the Texas A&M Aggies, on the road, undefeated, ranked number 3, taking on a 19th ranked Missouri team at 6-2. Texas A&M is a 7.5 point favorite. I think they're going to cover. I think they win by 10. I think Missouri has a good defense. They'll keep it semi-close, but their offense, I mean, they've got a true freshman quarterback. If he shows me something, then I'll think differently because they still got Ahmad Hardy at running back, who's the best running back in the SEC. They've got some good wide receivers as well. I just think Texas A&M is going to be too much. I think Texas A&M is going to win this game, and I think it's going to be It's tough. I think A&M can put up like 28 points, but I'm going to say, I think they cover. So I'm going to go A&M 28 to 20.
All right, give me. I'm gonna take A&M as well. That
I don't know. 20
QB.
feels like too much for Missouri. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely think A&M. I think A&M is gonna win like 28-14.
Okay,
Um,
I'm going to change. I'm going to say 31-14.
yeah,
A&M 31-14.
yeah.
So,
Give me 28-14. A&M.
all right. Well, number 6 Oregon on the road at Iowa, who is 6-2. Oregon's a 5.5 point favorite. So I've got Oregon winning this game. I think it's going to be
Big.
close. You think
That'd be-
it's going to be Oregon big?
Yeah, dude. I
For
mean,
reference, I'm pretty sure you and Cody thought Oregon was going to win big over Indiana. Just remember that.
mm, I didn't say no. I didn't say big. I said Oregon was gonna win, but then I also said I think Indiana can win, and if Sig's gonna prove himself, he has to beat
I
Oregon,
think
and
you
he
had
did.
Oregon winning big. I think Iowa's defense will keep them in it. Their offense obviously is putrid, and they're not going to be able to keep pace. I think Oregon wins this game. They also cover. I'm going to take Oregon to win. Um, I'm going to say Oregon wins this game 24 to. I'm going to say 24 to 7. 24-7.
Yeah,
Oregon
I'll,
wins this game.
I'll take Oregon 36-10.
All right. Finally, the nightcapper, a rivalry game. The LSU Tigers on the road, 5-3 against the number 4th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide at 7-1. Bama is favored by 11 and a half. Partner, who you got?
So in my notes, I have Bama winning. Um, Rivalry game, as you said, LSU coming off a fired staff. I don't even know who's coaching them right now. Um, it would be something to see LSU go in and knock Bama off. Um, I think they can. LSU has the players. They just need to put it together. And weirder things have happened. I'm going to take Bama. They're 11.5 point favorites. Yeah, I'm not going to give a score prediction on this, but I'm also going to sit here and say I don't think it'd be too surprising to see LSU go into Bryant Denny, Saban, and knock it off.
Play them close? Oof. I don't know, man.
I know that's a
I think
bad. I
that's going
mean,
to be
look, I
tough.
get it, but hey, man,
I think
they
that's going
got
to
the
be
team.
tough.
They got the team,
I don't know if they do though. Personally, I just don't think their defense is super
bro.
good. They got exposed by Texas A&M. Marcel Reed, he did throw 2 picks, but Marcel Reed had 310 yards of offense and 4 touchdowns. A&M ran for 224 yards on LSU. I think Ty Simpson is going to throw all over that defense. Uh, I got Alabama winning and covering. I think it's going to be 33 to 20. I got 33 to 20 Alabama. That is my
Not
pick.
bad, not
So I've
bad.
got Memphis, Tech, Oregon, A&M, and Bama. Those are my picks. There you go. All right,
Man,
guys. That's another episode.
officially, yeah, probably our longest episode, if
That's by
I'm
far our
not
longest.
mistaken.
This is
Yeah.
almost a 2-hour episode. I think we're at like an hour 40 right now.
Almost 2 hour
I hope
episode,
I hope you
probably
guys watch
two
all of
hour
it.
episode with the
I hope you
technical
guys watch all of it,
difficulties.
honestly. But OU on a bye week this week. You got to get healthy. John Mateer get a little bit more healthy. His hand. I don't know if you saw that video, but some idiot fan grabbed his hand and he like pulled it back and winced very noticeably. I think he's still hurt. Hopefully that can heal up a little bit. Offensive line, some defensive guys can get healthy and go try to knock off Bama at Bryant Denny, man, in Tuscaloosa. It's going to be tough, but I'm going to enjoy a stress-free weekend of college football.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. I'm glad I don't have to. I unfortunately didn't get to watch a lot of the Texas game because I had to work. But having the week off, getting to regroup, got Georgia coming up, then Arkansas, and then A&M. We go. I gotta check. I'm pretty sure we go to Athens. That's gonna be a tough game. Elimination game, I think, for both teams. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Georgia's got a
Wait, you
loss.
said between Georgia and Texas?
Yeah.
Not an elimination game if Georgia still only has one loss.
Who's Georgia's lost to?
Their only loss so far this season is to Alabama.
It'd be an elimination game from the conference championship.
Yeah, but not from the playoff.
No, I guess just
A 2-loss Georgia team.
Two-loss Georgia team versus, just for example, you got who's Bama got left on the season? Who's A&M has Texas left on the season? OU has to play Bama.
That's a whole other conversation, brother.
I
That's a
know.
whole
I'm
other
just saying.
conversation. A
Just
2-loss
saying.
Georgia is not going to get left out of the playoff. Because they would still they play Charlotte and Georgia Tech and Mississippi State.
A two-loss Georgia would get left out over a two-loss SEC champion and a one-loss SEC team, and a two-loss Alabama team that they lost
I'm
to.
telling you, if Georgia loses to Texas, I don't think they get left out of the playoff because they still play Georgia Tech, who could finish 10-2. So I don't know, man. It'll be interesting. We'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah,
Especially,
for sure.
I'm so excited for the Thanksgiving slate of college football. It's this month. It's the best time of the year.
Facts. We got
I
Thanksgiving
love the
coming up.
holidays.
We got
Love the
Christmas, New
holidays.
Year's. It's going to be a fun time. Probably a lot. We're going to try to do some things. It'll be exciting. Thanksgiving slate's going to be fun. I mean, even before that, y'all got Bama before. We got
Bama
Bama
on
the
the
same week.
15th.
Yeah, we got
Bama on
Georgia
the
on the
15th.
15th. So that slate's going to be a good slate of football.
Y'all get the night game. We got the 2:30 game. Thank God it's
Thank
not a night
God,
game.
dude. Thank God. I want the night
But
game.
you can have the night game, dude. You can have the night game. I don't want to play in Bryant Denny at night. Not after what we just had to do in Neyland. I don't want to do that again.
That's fun. That's the fun part. Anyways, yeah. So this is episode 5, the Fieldhouse Network. I do want to apologize to anyone out there. I've not been able to be active on the socials, so TikTok's been a little dry. Shout out Kobe for keeping up his end. He's absolutely killing it on his TikTok.
Yes.
The Untimed Down is a good show. I haven't
If you like the
watched.
NFL,
Yeah,
check it out.
if you like the NFL. I haven't actually listened to watch the last episode. I watched clips. It's good. Cody, Jake, Kobe, they do a good job. Kobe is killing it. Like I said, TikTok.
They're killing it, man. Check them out if you like the NFL.
Yeah, they're doing some good stuff.
They're funny guys.
More to come as we get deeper into the year. Like I said, we're always looking ahead, trying to add different things. Chase probably going to time up on an NBA pod at some point. Coming soon.
Thunder are 7-0, by the way, the only undefeated team left in the NBA.
That's kind of crazy, Luki. Thunder 7-0.
We're going back to back. We're going back to
be on the lookout for that. I'm trying to brainstorm some other ideas of maybe some other types of shows that can incorporate not only sports but some other things outside of sports. It'll be fun. Just look out for socials. It's gonna be a fun time. Untimed Down, Fieldhouse Network, Quarterbacks in Exchange. I'm Tatum. This is Chase.
Yes, sir.
See
Love
y'all.
you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.